Welcome back. So it looks like I have 42% battery life left. That's should be more than enough to get home or to the Port Orchard area. So in front here is a little grocery store, and they make pizzas and sandwiches, and they have coffee. It's oh, and that was my road, I think. Actually, no, it wasn't. And they make like easy, simple, quick foods that you can buy before you get on the ferry, or after you get on the ferry, or after you get off the ferry. I mean, it's a nice little store. I'm really interested to see how full that parking lot gets though once the fast ferry starts running. I imagine it's gonna fill up every day. Right now, it really doesn't. But luckily, Port Orchard has some really good bus service that picks you up all around town and takes you to Southworth. So you don't have to drive there if you don't want to. You can take public transportation. One of the places you can park, I think, is the Fred Meyer store. I think that has there is actually a park and ride just 2-3 miles from Southworth on the road we were on, by that school zone we went through. And you can park there for free, and they have a bus that shuttles you back and forth. That's actually a really big park and ride. I want to say it holds 500 cars. This is a nice drive, this road. Oh wow, there's a giant cargo ship just sitting out there. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, there's 2 of them. Wow. Hopefully the camera picks it up. They're massive. So on the left here is the Harper Park parking lot. Never been here before. Wow, there's 3 of them. I don't know what's going on in Seattle at the port. Like, why these ships are just sitting here. I mean, look how massive they are. 4 of them. There's another one back there. Wow. Is the port of Seattle that busy? Jeez. It's definitely a nice sheltered spot for them. I've never seen that before. I almost want to pull over somewhere and get some close-up video if I can. And they're all stacked with cargo containers. That is crazy. Sometimes, well, in the last few months, we did see a couple oil tankers in there just sitting. Never cargo ships like that. That was really neat. So we are on Southeast Southworth Drive. I wonder if those ships, like maybe they got here too early, so they have no dock space, and they just come sit here for a few days until they can pull up to the dock and unload. That's all I could think of. Like they got here early. Yeah, you're lucky to find a house for sale along here too. The only place, Manchester had houses for sale, which is we should go through it. And there's a lot of houses there. It's pretty dense. They were more expensive than I thought they were worth, when we moved here. For, just having a view wasn't worth it. And I did not like how, you had to drive 10 minutes just to get to town. Like, it didn't have enough services out there for the amount of people living there for me. I like being able to hop in the car and in 5-10 minutes, we could be at the grocery store. We could be at the hardware store. I mean, we could be anywhere. 10 minutes, we could be at the downtown Port Orchard ferry terminal. Tide is out. Yeah, that's really neat. Those ships are just massive. Actually, I will pull into Manchester. There's a boat launch parking lot, and the camera should pick them up pretty good. Soon onto Colchester, drive southeast. So Manchester has a really fun salmon bake in the summer. I don't know if they had it last year because of COVID, but 2 years ago they had it, and we went to it. And you buy a ticket, and you stand in line, and they give you, a predetermined portion amount. And it was really good. The salmon was really good, and they're smoking it like right in front of you. And they have these giant wooden grills set up with just tons of trays of salmon. And they had, I think they had coleslaw. Can't remember, bread. Can't remember what they all gave you, and a drink. You wanted more, but unfortunately you don't get seconds. It's for to raise money for the library, I think. You do have a nice view of downtown Seattle skyline from Manchester. And when it's on a clear day, you can see the Cascade Mountains, and you can see Mount Rainier, if I remember right. Unfortunately, there's really only 2 bar restaurants in town to eat at. And they're kind of dives, in my opinion. I mean, I never went inside, but from the outside, they don't look very nice. I wish they had some, nicer restaurants with outdoor seating to eat at. I mean, because the views are amazing. It's too bad the ferry terminal is not in Manchester instead of Southworth. It'd be a lot quicker. Well, not a lot quicker. It would be quicker, because you cut off some time to get to Seattle. Oh, I was gonna go right, but don't want to do that. I looked down at the map and saw that didn't get me anywhere. I don't think you could buy a house in Manchester now for probably less than $800,000. When we moved here, the minimum was like $600,000, $650,000, and that was a little older house even back then. It's gotten pretty expensive. Not all that nice, some of these houses. Alright, so here, coming up on the left, are the 2 little bar/restaurants. One is the Manchester Pub. The other one is the Manchester Grill. And their library's right in front. And they have a little, just a tiny little business area right here. But I'll go slow through here so you can see it. Sometime we'll come out here and walk around when it's nice and the tide's low. There's Seattle in the distance if it's picking it up, and the massive cargo ships. Yeah, it would be really awesome if there was more commercial businesses, services here. I mean, this would be a fun place to live. They just don't have a lot. I don't really understand why either, honestly. Maybe with the fast ferry in Southworth starting, maybe this area will really take off and start booming because it has so much potential. They can make it really, really nice. And from here, it's, you know, you can probably get to the Southworth ferry in 5 minutes driving from Manchester. It was only, what, 2.5 miles? I mean, you're going slower, but it's so close. So we're on Beach Drive East right now. So around us is the Navy facility where they store fuel oil for all of the Navy ships that run on oil. You can see their Navy police right there driving on the other side of the barbed wire fence. But that's why all the oil tankers are in this area. Oh, it's called the Manchester Fuel Depot. So it's on both sides of us. You can see the big oil tanks on the left. We always seem to live by big naval installations or bases, which would kind of suck if we ever had a world war. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Because if that happens, I want to live in Wyoming in the middle of nowhere. I like Wyoming. I like the openness and the views. I like the seasons. Like, it definitely has 4 distinct seasons, and it's really cheap, and you can, you know, you're close. Well, you're in the middle of the country in a way. Right now, that would be my ideal place to live. Like, that's economical. I mean, I like South Dakota too. If we ever did the RV full time, I would do the South Dakota residency, and oh god, what is it called? Mailboxes America or something in Rapid City. I have to look up the name. I can't remember the name, but all you have to do is spend one night in their RV park or motel, and you go to the DMV, show the receipt, and you have your required paperwork, and you become a resident in 24 hours of South Dakota. So right there, we just passed the turn for Manchester State Park, which we did a video a few months ago, walking around. Yeah, and South Dakota has super low taxes too. But that's what I would do if we didn't have a house anywhere. It would be nice to, you know, if we ever did that, to not have a house. just have a storage unit somewhere, like in South Dakota, like by the mailbox place. And any, you know, the stuff you want to keep, you just put in boxes and store it. But to not have to worry about a house, you know, utilities, and yard work, it would be awesome to be able to travel around full time and be free. If we ever did that, I pretty much decided we would have a trailer. And it wouldn't be a giant trailer. I think 20, 25 feet would be big enough. Something the truck could pull, something less than 7,500 pounds. And that way we could unhitch and, you know, take the truck around, explore. We have our bikes, our kayaks, hopefully. And it'd be fun. But yeah, I've kind of realized the motorhome is, it's hard to see things, and I don't want to tow a car. I'd rather tow a trailer. In motorhomes, with the whole setup, they're just more complex. You know, the whole charging systems. You have the chassis, you have the back end of the motorhome. I want to keep the vehicle and the trailer separate. I like that. Like, I've learned that it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to fix things on a trailer too. I've discovered watching YouTube. So my goal is to get 5 more years out of the RV at least, and then you know, we'll see where we're at. If we get more than 5 years, that's fine too. But you know, if we have the RV for 10, 11 years, it'll pay for itself. I used to want to keep it 15, 20 years, but you know, depending on if we start having problems or not, I don't really know if I want to, honestly. I mean, if it still works, that, you know, fine. We'll keep it, and we'll just drive the, you know, in the meantime, we'll start driving the truck behind the RV, I think. I've heard we could potentially tow it, but I don't know if I want to do that. It would be close to the weight limit, I think. I don't really want to stress the RV engine going up and down mountains and the brakes and all that. Just not worth it. But we are on Beach Drive East still, going toward Port Orchard now, driving west. We looked at a manufactured home here when we moved here, and I think they wanted $250,000 for it. It had an awesome view and a decent little yard. See all the new houses being built now. But we were concerned about the wiring. We didn't know if the wiring had been upgraded, because it was built in the time that they used aluminum wire, which is a fire hazard, and we didn't want to deal with that. But with all the money we spent on our new house that we bought, or the house we bought, we could have dealt with it. I didn't really want to live in a manufactured home though either. It was pretty nice on the inside, but I don't know. The view would have been what you're seeing on the right, because it's coming up. But yeah, we went to the open house and everything. It was very open. It was almost like the size of a double wide, but it was not. It was a manufactured home. Maybe that's the same thing. I don't know. Had a lot of windows, tons of windows. Did have a really nice yard too, and there was a bunch of neighbors around. It's pretty dense. I mean, it was really cheap. I mean, oh, there's a neat statue in that yard. Wow. Definitely trying to peek out. I turned the windshield wipers on and watched the windows. So it looks like we will be done around 2 o'clock. So I think it ended up taking me an hour and 45 minutes. Oh my god, there was a truck there I just passed, just covered in moss and algae. I don't know if it's even drivable, when the last time it was driven. There's Bremerton, across the water to the right. So if it was clear and the camera was able to pick up things in the distance, you would see the Olympic Mountains straight and to the right, like about 3 o'clock. It's a really nice view in the summer. Whiskey Gulch is probably one of the best places to eat, right on the water in Port Orchard, and get the views of the sound and the mountains. It's a fun place. They have good craft beer, and the food's not bad. I mean, it's not like a huge menu, but it's decent. I really like it. So about 2 o'clock, up on the hill there is the veterans home / I think hospital, Retzel. They had a COVID outbreak over the winter. It wasn't too bad though, I don't think. It's a fairly big place. But we have about another mile and we will be done. Back to the water treatment plant. And that's where we'll end this video. It's where we started this morning. Or this afternoon, I should say. You gotta see most of South Kitsap County and some of northern Pierce County. Get a good idea what it looks like. It's very wooded. So I'm not sure what we're doing next, so hopefully a hike or a snowshoe. But thanks for watching and have a good day, and I will see you next time.